Alright, in today's video I'm going to show you how to structure your account inside Google Ads. Now this is one of the basic things that I see a lot of people get wrong. They kind of just skip this step and they go, it doesn't really apply to me. And you can get away with it for even the first couple months, but later on when you're really trying to optimize the account and micro target your customers searching on Google, it's going to be either impossible or it's going to be very, very difficult. So I recommend getting this correct right off the bat. It makes your life so much easier and you just experience so many benefits with just theming your ad groups properly and being able to target your customers on a very micro level, and it puts you ahead of the competition. Whereas if you just leave everything on a very generic level, you're going to be competing with everyone. You're not going to be able to differentiate yourself, and you're going to have a very tough time inside Google Ads. That being said, let's start off with why. Why should you structure your ad groups? And these three things are the biggest things when it comes up to me. There's other reasons, but these are the three things that stick out in my mind. Better themed ad groups create better message match. And essentially, if you can theme everything properly, so you have your ad campaign, so say it's commercial roofing, and then your ad copy is for commercial roofing. Your keyword is commercial roofing near me, and your landing page is commercial roofing services. Call now for a free quote. All of this is lined up. It's perfect. It creates a wonderful message match in the consumer's head. If you have a very broad ad group and you contain commercial roofing, residential roofing, when it comes time to create an ad, you're just going to have to put a basic roofing ad because you can't target anything because your ad group just contains so many different keywords, and it's going to be a real pain. And it's going to lead to lower click-through rates because you just have a general ad. It's going to lead to a decreased quality score. It's going to lead to a higher cost per click. It's going to lead to increased lead costs. A whole bunch of bad things happen when you don't have proper message match. So make sure theme everything properly and have it all lined up. Good account structure also allows for easier optimizations later on. Like I said, you can get away with the first 1 or 2 months, but you can't get away with month 3, 4, 5. Uh, Optimizations need to be done on a very micro level, and the only way to do that is to have a properly structured account with tightly themed ad groups with, you know, a handful of keywords in each ad group with spot on ad copy with a good landing page. And you can only do this if everything's structured correctly. You can't do it otherwise. Or if you do try, it's going to be a real pain and you're going to be guessing because you just really can't optimize for a super broad topic. It has to be narrowed down. Like I said, with the example of roofing, if you target every single roofing service, you can't just make one ad. And if you do, it's going to be very general and people aren't going to be likely to click on it because it doesn't really relate to their problem. And you want to be as specific to their problem as possible. Another thing is a relevant extension. So this is at a campaign level. So if you have like, let's say snow plowing, landscaping, gardening, all as services, and you put them in one ad group, your extensions are going to pop up all for these services, but they're all going to be different. And it really won't make any sense to the customer. So that's another thing to consider. Now, if you have all of these in place, you should experience higher click-through rates. You should experience high quality score, which in turn leads to a lower cost per click, which leads to a lower cost per lead, which leads to a more successful campaign. So the effects can't really be overstated. They're very good, and structuring your account properly should be one of your biggest tasks when starting an account and continuing to optimize it through and through, keeping it structured, keeping it looking clean, and making sure it's performing. Now, to get on to structuring. Now, this is an old diagram. I'm actually going to show you inside the Google Ads account what everything looks like in real terms, but this is just a good theoretical overview of what your account should look like. So, say we have the Google Ads account. This can essentially contain all of your services if you want, but if you run different businesses, I would suggest getting a different account. That being said, if you offer multiple services, you can have them all in different ad campaigns. That's completely fine. I don't really see any reason to get another account. But that being said, once we get past the account level, you've made your account, the actual ad campaign should be a service, and it should be a whole service. So say you do roofing. Roofing can be a campaign. That's completely fine. But if you also do window installation should be its own campaign. Those two things are very different, and the extensions that associate with them are going to be completely different. And if they appeared for the exact same campaign, they're not going to make much sense to the consumer. So make sure those are separate ad campaigns. If it's a completely different service, change it out. Even with HVAC, when I see AC and I see furnace repair or heating repair, I put those as different because I see AC as, it could run different times during the year. I see heating as something that could run different times during the year, and the extensions that associate with them are going to be different. The customer wants something different. So if it's a different service completely, change it out. The ad campaign should be its own specific service. Now, under the ad campaign, you have your ad group. So this could be targeting specific keywords and specific services. And this is essentially what you want to do. If you have, let's say, roofing, we're going to take that example. You have commercial roofing. That could be its own ad group. Residential roofing could be its own ad group. Flat roofing, roof repair, re-roofing. All of these could be their own ad groups and their own specific keywords. So say even if you have commercial roofing, but another keyword could be commercial roofing repair. That could be its own ad group. And just because you've taken, yes, it is still commercial roofing, but it is slightly different commercial roofing repair. And that will allow you to target ad copy more precisely, create a larger message match for the customer, and be more successful overall. Now, inside the ad group contains your ad, so the actual ad copy, your keywords, and the landing pages you send them to. So the keywords have to be very closely associated with the ad group title. So if you're doing commercial roofing, make sure you have commercial roofing as a keyword. You have commercial roofing near me. You have commercial roofing contractors. Contractors might be its own ad group. You never know, depending on how close or how relevant you want the ad copy to be. The ad copy needs to be, again, associated with the keyword. So everything here has to line up. And then the ad copy has to be associated with landing page. So all of this has to be themed very tightly. So the landing pages have to line up with the ad copy. The ad copy has to line up with the keywords. The keywords have to line up with the ad group. And the ad group has to line up with the campaign. And if you do all of this correctly, you're going to see good results. One thing to keep in mind before I advance on is keep in mind tracking. Tracking is very important. It's not said here, but if you don't have proper tracking, none of this really works. So keep in mind proper tracking, even if you are using third party or using Google's own tracking, make sure you include this, make sure it's accurate. Otherwise, it's going to be a real pain to optimize this. Now to get on to the actual campaign. As you can see in here, we have a pool installation campaign I made up. This is a demo account, so you're not going to see any results here, but we're at a campaign level. So you can see this is a pool installation campaign. Inside here, we have 3 ad groups. We have the fiberglass pool, pool builders, pool installation. If I was actually building out this account, it'd have vinyl pools, it would have pool contractors. It would have a whole list of ad groups. And that way we could really narrow down the ad copy, narrow down the keywords, and make it as closely related to the consumer's problem as possible. Inside each ad group, we have keywords. So as you can see in the fiberglass pool ad group, we have fiberglass pool keywords, fiberglass swimming pools, fiberglass pool installation. This is all very tightly themed. Contractors, I might even put that under, its own ad group for contractors instead of the fiberglass one. Another thing is the actual ad. So I only did one ad here, but fiberglass pool installation is under the fiberglass pool ad group in the pool installation campaign, and it's targeting keywords that are fiberglass pools. So everything is very tightly themed. If it's not, you're going to experience problems. You're not going to be able to optimize, and it's going to be a real pain in the butt to be successful later on. That being said, hopefully this is a good overview. I think it's a very good idea of why you should be structuring your campaigns, how you should be structuring your campaigns, and if you don't, the consequences for it. Please, please structure your campaigns. If you do so, you will reap the rewards. That being said, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down in the comment section below. I'd love to answer them. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day and take care.